What's up, lads? Today I've got a couple of tips here for learning skills. I've picked these up as I've been training for Hard Enduro, but don't worry, because they'll work for anything, I guarantee it, alright? So let's get into it, and hopefully you find at least one of these tips useful. Now, the first tip I got here is consistency. Now, I don't think I need to justify consistency very much. It's obvious why you need to be consistent, because it's constant feedback on skills, and if you don't have that, well, you're just going to forget what you were doing and get worse. So obviously you want to be consistent. Another benefit to consistency is it will also increase your endurance, especially with the higher physical skills that I'm doing. I need to be physically fit, so doing them more often actually makes me more adapted to the skill, so I can go for longer. I'll give you an example of this. So for the last 2-ish years, basically, I've been training pretty much daily up in the backyard on my dirt bike. And at the start, I started with maybe 15-minute training sessions, and I couldn't go any longer. I was just making mistakes. I couldn't go any longer. I was tired, just couldn't handle it. Now, 2 years later, sometimes I'm up the backyard for 2 odd hours, just revving my bike, annoying all my neighbours, but comes off easy. Like, if I don't recognise the time, I'll just keep going all day now. So basically, do not ignore consistency, otherwise you're a big old gronk. Now, for my next tip, I know it doesn't sound right straight away, but once I explain it, you'll get it and you'll love it. Alright? Multiple skills. What I mean by multiple skills is learning multiple skills, to your related hobby or whatever at the same time. Now, why this is useful is that when you focus just on the one skill, you can get way too focused on it and just not see the bigger picture, or you can have a bad habit that you haven't fixed. So when you focus on multiple different skills, you can build up more of a more solid base to work with, and that can help you see flaws in one technique compared to the other. I'll give you an example now related to Hard Enduro. So if you're learning a double blip, you'd think, I should just keep hopping logs until I get it, but that won't necessarily help you learn it. Where if your clutch control is lacking too much, you're just not going to have the technical base to even perform the skill. That's where if you went and tried to learn a slow mono, or really the balance point of the bike, and you dialed in your clutch control, your back brake, your balance point feel, you'd come back to the double blip and you'd smash it out of the park, which is exactly what I did when I was learning it. I mean, it took me ages to learn the slow mono, but learning a bit of the slow mono helped with learning the double blip. And of course, when you're learning multiple skills, always keep your form really good. You don't want to drill into yourself just crappy habits, because then when it comes down to instinct and you don't have much time to react, you're not going to be able to think about it, and you're going to do it crappily, and you're probably going to stack if you're on a dirt bike. So if you're going to use this for another hobby, guarantee it'll work, and at the same time, you get better at multiple different things. How awesome's that? That's what you want anyways, isn't it? Now, for the third tip, it is visualization and repetitive thinking. Visualization, of course, pretty obvious. You just need to visualize the skill in your head. I prefer to do it step by step. Try to visualize each little movement that I'm going to do, plan it all out, really get it in my head. I find that it helps, especially when you got to do things in rapid order. Having the list already in your head can help with doing the skill better, or actually doing the skill. And with repetitive thinking, what I mean by that is just constantly going over the skill. Even when you're not doing it, when you're about to go to sleep, just keep thinking about it, and eventually it'll click in your head. You'll be sitting there and you go, oh, that's what I needed to do. And then you go back, do it, And how awesome is that? You just learnt it by thinking about it. You didn't even have to practice. Now I know it sounds like shenanigans, just thinking about it and getting better, but it is actually true. Think about it. Your skills are already in your head. If you just think about the skill, well, what are you doing? It's in your head. You're just doing the skill in your head. It's the same thing, more or less. It's not the same thing, but you know, you get what I mean, alright? You get what I mean. And then, of course, to help with your visualization, this leads perfectly into the last tip, which is recording yourself. Of course, recording yourself, very obvious. I've switched back the video in the background to what I'm talking about. You know, get the full shot. You want all the action. It's very useful, especially at the start when you're learning a skill, because of course you're gonna know what better people look like. For example, me, I just watch some Tony Bo, some Billy Bolt, you know. So yeah, by watching these better people, then recording yourself, you already know what the technique looks like, so you can look at yourself and apply what you already know. You can fix your technique. It's a very, very handy tool for learning skills. I personally haven't recorded myself much for this purpose recently, but it is handy to have, you know, even if you do a checkup once in a while, you know, just see that you're doing things right. You don't want to develop habits, and you can reflect on what you're doing very quickly through recording yourself. Look, if you made it this far, good on you. I hope you learn whatever you're trying to learn. You know, get good at whatever. Learn that wheelie, mate. Learn how to wheelie. That's what you really need. You need to be able to mono around everywhere, scraping the fender. It's what you need. Right. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please. I'm begging you, please. Anyways, next video, I think we're going to make a training and diet breakdown, what I'm doing to prepare for the coming season of the Australian Hard Enduro. I hope to see you then, mate. Cheers, bye.